Again, said Kanda. Koré struck the punching bag Kanda was holding still. Each punch Koré delivered sent a thought through her head. Why would River want to kill Jagger's friend? More, come on, Koré. You can hit harder than that. Why are Mavis and Mr. Walton working together? Kick! Koré's next attack was explosive and her foot reached a new peak she didn't know she was capable of. When she returned to her stance, she could see the look of shock on Kanda's face. Well, that was new. Body's getting more flexible. I told you stretching was important. Kanda patted the punching bag. I think that's enough for today. We might have overdone it on the cardio on beat. Koré joined Kanda, who made her way to a nearby bench. Cardio is actually my favorite part. Kanda shook her head and tossed a water bottle to Koré. You would like that. What do you mean? Koré smiled and took a seat next to Kanda. Hand-to-hand combat training, some weights. I'd even take gun accuracy drills over cardio, said Kanda. She took a drink from a water bottle of her own. Koré finished a big gulp of her water and put it down on the bench. She noticed Kanda was sweating more than normal today and looked down at her own shirt, which was drenched. They both wore gray today, and it might not have been the best choice. All this fighting training is extremely useful, and I'm grateful, but it's not the type of stuff I hope I ever have to use. Of course, we can't all live for the thrill of battle like I do. Just good to have this training, just in case. The thrill of battle? You sound like one of those savages we read about in the history of Earth. Koré tried to contain her laughter but failed. A savage? As a lieutenant, I don't always get to do fun stuff like this, Koré. I need this to be a judgment-free zone. Kanda nudged Koré in a playful way, but it caught Koré by surprise and knocked her off the bench. This caused Kanda to join Koré in her laughing. Sorry, Koré yelled from the ground, tears building in her eyes from the laughter. Sorry, I won't judge anymore, I promise. Kanda wiped the sweat off her face with a small towel and tossed it at Koré, who was trying to get back up. I'm hitting the showers. After both girls showered, they grabbed their belongings and made their way out of the gym. Starting each day like this has been fun, but it makes the days feel incredibly long, said Kanda. Koré opened the door for Kanda and she walked through. Just outside the entrance was a guard car. Leaning against it was a tall, muscular man with short, spiky blonde hair. He had sunglasses on, and the guard uniform he wore was different than the usual ones Koré had seen before. This one was similar to the others, but he wore an armor-plated vest over it with the word Elite stitched into the chest. Kanda's smile and laughter vanished when she saw him, but Koré could tell Kanda recognized the man. Kanda nodded to him. Trey? Lieutenant Kanda, Trey nodded back. Good to see you. It's been a while, added Kanda. Is he an ex-boyfriend or something? Asked Koré. No, Kanda snapped. Koré wasn't completely convinced she was wrong by the way Kanda answered her. This is Elite Guard Officer Trey. Been with the Guard for what now? 5, 6 years? Trey stood up straight, as if a spotlight just shone upon him. I've been in the Guard for 17 years now, believe it or not. I just wasn't part of the Elite for a long enough time for you to know who I am, Lieutenant. Time flies, said Kanda. I didn't think you were with us for that long. Trey finally approached them and stuck out his hand to Koré. She shook it. You must be Detective Koré. I've heard good things. Nice to meet you, said Koré. The handshake was tight, and Trey's hand dwarfed Koré's by a large margin. I assume Captain Fair sent you here to fetch us? Captain Fair told me you would be here. He sent me to pick you up. I'm your new partner. My new partner? Koré looked at Kanda for answers, but she obviously had none, according to the shrug she gave in return. Is that necessary? Walton Company might be targeting you. Mavis might be targeting you. I heard you had some issues with a cult in Seba, too. You tell me. He has a point, added Kanda. So you're not really my partner, you're my bodyguard. Call it whatever you like, Trey smiled. You're stuck with me, Detective. I have my car here, said Koré. I'll just follow you. No need. Trey opened the passenger door. Koré now understood how River lives her life. I'll drive you back here to get your car after our shift is over. Kanda once again found Koré's eyes looking in her direction. It will be fine, Koré. Trey is trustworthy, one of the best Elite Guard officers on Novessa. I'll meet you back at HQ. Okay, Koré said hesitantly. I'll see you later, Lieutenant. Trey let Koré enter his car, then got in the driver's seat. They both put on their seatbelts. So how long have you been with the Guard? Not long. Listen, Koré adjusted herself so she was sitting up straight in the passenger seat. Don't need to open the door for me or hold my hand on any missions. I don't need you to be my chauffeur or my bodyguard. Partner is fine and we should treat each other as such. Setting the ground rules that I didn't even pull out of my parking spot yet. Trey laughed as he started the car up and pulled out of the spot he was in. Captain Fair did say you were a handful. Koré looked out her window, refusing to let Trey see how annoyed she was by that statement. So how much of my investigations are you aware of? I know you tried to take down Jagger and it backfired. I know you're trying to find the real murderer of Ovell Henry, and I know that you and Lucy might have gotten close. I don't think we're close. I think we figured it out. It's River. She's the only higher up in the Welton ranks that doesn't have a trackable chip. I need to get into the Welton Company HQ to investigate. I know you want to shut them down by any means necessary, said Dre, but going into their HQ on a whim is suicide. I've got a lot of experience in this job, especially in Meld Garden. Can't tippy-toe 5 blocks away from their headquarters without Mr. Welton knowing. You were stationed in Meld Garden? The moment I was promoted to elite guard, I was stationed in Meld Garden. I ranked first in criminals apprehended involving magic, and Meld Garden is the heart and soul of magic on Novessa. Koré finally looked in Trey's direction. So you specialize in stopping criminals that steal magic from the Weltons? Yep, replied Trey. People who steal those little cubes the Weltons use to store magic, people who use magic illegally, people selling magic without licenses. I shut them all down. Sounds like you're doing Mr. Welton's dirty work, said Koré. Look, I work for the guard and the guard only. Sometimes it feels like we all work for Mr. Welton, as I'm sure you've felt before, but my loyalty lies with the guard. If enforcing the law means inadvertently helping the Welton Company, then I still have to do it. I know, I'm sorry. Koré went back to looking out the window. I assume the worst of people and I try to evaluate everyone I meet. It's a detective thing. If I had this many different companies and people forcing me to look over my shoulder, I'd do the same. Trey got them in front of the guard HQ. Why so much hatred toward the Welton Company anyway? A few months before I started working for the guard, my parents started working for the Welton Company. Shortly after that, they vanished, and I haven't heard from them since. Seems like a good enough reason to want to get inside so badly, said Trey. Let me know how I can help. Trey went to go for his door handle, but Koré grabbed his forearm. Wait, can you turn the car back on and let me link to your dashboard? Sure. Why? Trey started the car back up. I have an idea, but I was a bit cautious to go alone. Now that you're watching my back, I think we should be able to check this place out. Koré pressed a few buttons on her phone. She linked it to Trey's dashboard and slid her finger up on the screen of her phone. An address displayed in front of Trey. Trey rubbed his chin. I've been to that address before. It's a warehouse where they make those magic cubes, located in Meld Garden, pretty close to the Welton Company HQ. If we go snooping around there, you're going to set off a bunch of red flags for Mr. Welton. Captain Fair did warn you about what you're getting yourself into, Koré reminded him. You up for it? Hell yeah. Trey drove them back out.